When the sun goes down, the stars come out. From deep in the heart of Texas, it's The Star at Night. Coming to you from the Cowboys facility at The Star in Frisco. With your hosts, Kelsey Charles and David Hellman.
Good evening. Welcome to yet another episode of The Star at Night. I am David Hellman. I am kind of alongside my good friend Kelsey Charles. I'm just going to get right into it. How'd we get here? How did we get to this point that it is week 2 of the NFL season officially, and the Washington football team is alone in first place? Did you ever in a million years see that coming?
It's week 1, David. I'm not going to lose sleep.
It's week 2.
It's after week 1.
We flipped the page.
They literally have one game under their belt. Congratulations. You can put lipstick on a pig and it'll sit there for long enough. I'm not going to lose sleep over the fact that they're sitting atop the standings. Good for them. I think they have a better defense than maybe we all thought they were going to have. It's going to be interesting to play against them. But yeah, it's on to week 2. I'm not freaking out.
So you're sitting here right now and telling me that you're not even remotely surprised at what we saw in the NFC East. The Team 40 burger, the Dallas Cowboys score 17 points. The Philadelphia Eagles, I think they had some gym teachers playing offensive line. They give up 8 sacks. Jason Garrett makes his debut, by the way. 41-yard touchdown right off the bat. Looked like it was going to be high flying, and then Saquon Barkley gets outrushed by Ben Roethlisberger, I believe. You're not surprised by anything that you saw. That's what you're telling me.
Are we talking about the same division, David? Are we talking about the same division? Because I'm pretty positive the NFC East is always something to discuss. And we never quite know exactly what they're going to be and what they're not going to be. It felt like last year we were trying to lose, and this year we don't know who anyone really is anymore. Jason Garrett, I think a lot of Cowboys fans were pretty WTF coming out of the gate. But then he went full Jason Garrett, and we were less than concerned. Shout out to Daniel Jones, though. He had a couple good runs and a couple good plays that I was even impressed about. But, it's definitely something fun to talk about. But, again, it's the NFC East, and I think this place is a really crazy division to be.
I'm glad you said WTF, because it's actually all about the WFT, the division-leading Washington football team. So, is it possible? I don't want to overreact. To 1 week. Is the NFC East a bigger dumpster fire than we already thought it was? Look, the Cowboys will be fine. They're not going to win every game. They already didn't win every game, but they'll be all right. But even the Eagles, I don't know how you deal with those offensive line problems. 8-8 might win the division this year. So
what's more concerning,
maybe
the
that's
Eagles
a good
offensive
thing.
line or the Dallas Cowboys defensive line? We're literally pulling guys that own smoothie shops off the streets 6 years ago.
Yeah, wow, you're calling it all the way back to 2013. The answer is the Eagles, because they're the ones that have to protect Carson Wentz. It's 1 week. I am a little bit shocked at how messy the NFC East already looks. We'll see. We got another chance to watch the games. Until then, all right, we got some more content for you. I wanted really to give the Washington football team their week 1 moment in the sun. They deserve it.
Congratulations, you guys.
It'll probably be the last time for them, but we will see. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
What's up, guys? I'm Ember Garcia, and just want to invite you to check out Cowboys Break every day at 11:30 a.m. You got the boss man, Derek Eagleton. You got Nick Eman with the storytelling If These Walls Could Talk. You got David Hellman, our local LSU homer and eyebrow rubber. And then you got me, who just calls it as it is. So make sure to check us out at 11:30 a.m. on all Dallas Cowboys platforms.
Joining us now, we have head coach of the Utah Utes football team, Coach Kyle Whittingham. Coach Whittingham, thanks for joining us.
You bet. Appreciate you having me on.
So, Coach, obviously, anyone who's been following this football team knows that the defense is a
place of emphasis this upcoming year, and you have several guys who are contributing to that this season. One that's on the active roster, one that could be potentially making some moves up towards that 53, especially in light of the developments coming out of this past weekend's game. Talk to us about Bradley and I and Francis Bernard, and really what you think those two can contribute to this Dallas Cowboys football team.
Well, first of all, they're both great kids. Did everything right while they were here at Utah. Type of kid that you just never have to worry about. I mean, they're great leaders, great work ethic. Both got their degrees. I mean, they took care of their business here. As far as football ability, Bradley is the all-time sack leader here at the University of Utah, career sack leader, and has had just a tremendous career. Starting as a true freshman, he never redshirted here. He played 4 years straight, and it was very evident when he first got on campus and first started to play that he was going to be special. And he was, like I said, very productive for us, as productive as we possibly could have hoped for during his career here. We were fortunate to get Francis his last 2 years of his career. He transferred in and as a junior, and split time as a junior with a couple of really good linebackers that he was playing with. And then his senior year, it was his time to shine, and just did a phenomenal job. He was a team leader, like I said, great football IQ, very intelligent young man, and just a student of the game, and was always prepared week in and week out. And he's got a tough streak in him that is it's what you want in a football player. He's tough as nails, mentally and physically, and has a burning desire to be successful.
Which, Coach, I'm glad you finished with Francis, because I mean it speaks to the passion of the Cowboys fan base that this undrafted rookie he's been one of the talks of training camp and one of the names to know heading into this season. It's unfortunate the Cowboys are dealing with injuries, but it could really benefit him. It's entirely possible he could be on the active roster in time for week 2. I would guess that, the coaches don't ask me, but I would guess he would be playing a lot of special teams in that scenario. And he was a star for y'all, but how do you think his game translates to that aspect of it? If he's asked to play special teams this weekend?
Well, very well. He played special teams for us. We place a premium on special teams here, and we use starters all the time on special teams. He was on our punt team, and so he's going to be able to make that transition with no problem. He runs extremely well. He's got a lot of awareness, which is what you need to be successful on special teams, and he's going to help that football team any way he can. I've got no doubt about it.
There's a lot of talk about this Dallas Cowboys defense and how everyone's trying to figure out, are they going to be 4-3? Are they going to be 3-4, hand in the ground, or what scheme they're going to be playing in? And I don't think that we actually have a commitment from coach yet. And in light of that, and just the movement that potentially your guys could see, how do you feel like they can – do you feel confident in their ability to make adjustments in whatever situation they're put in by this defensive coordinator?
Without a doubt, because we played multiple fronts here at Utah. We played both odd and even fronts. And so they both have experience in both those schemes. And, they're just really good football players. They got great fundamentals and technique. And they're going to thrive in whatever scheme you place them in, as long as you put them in the right position. I mean, obviously they got to be in a spot that is conducive and matches their skill set. But both those guys are just throwbacks. They're throwback old school football players.
Coach, we're in season now, but I'm a big part of the draft process during the spring and the build up to all that. Obviously, Utah's had such a reputation during your tenure there for defense. I think anybody that follows college football knows that, but at the same time, it's pretty amazing. Y'all had 6 guys off that defense drafted last year. I'm just curious, from your perspective, back in the college game, even with your reputation, what does that do for you in terms of recruiting, in terms of the spotlight that, like I said, y'all put half of your defense in the league in 1 year. That's got to be big for you.
Not too shabby.
Yeah, it is. It's huge for us. And believe me, we really push that hard and let our future recruits know that if they come to University of Utah, 3 things are going to happen. They're going to win a bunch of games. They're going to get their degrees, and we're going to prepare them the best we possibly can to make the jump to the next level. And we've got a bunch of great kids on this team that are bought into that. Our culture here is really good. And, like you said, just having that amount of draft choices, particularly on the defensive side of the ball, is a great selling point to these recruits that are looking for some place to play.
Coach, I think that, again, we appreciate you taking time to talk with us. There's still a few unknowns because these guys are so new to the team. One last thing for Cowboys Nation, what should they know about these two players as they head into the season?
I would say with Bradley, first of all, he's fearless. He swims with sharks back in his hometown in Hawaii, and so he's got no fear. He's explosive, great first step, and again, we've had some really good pass rushers come through here, and for him to be the all-time career leader, that speaks volumes about what kind of player he is. Francis, just tough, hard-nosed, and I promise you, if you give him a chance, he won't let you down. He will, he'll do a great job for you.
We love to hear that. Coach, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you taking the time. I know you're super busy right now, and good luck to you as you navigate this season, off season with COVID. I know it's a weird time for everyone.
Whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
Yes.
We're not all that busy right now. I wish we were busier, but we'll see. There's talk that maybe we'll get something going here in a couple months, so we'll see what happens.
Well, you heard it from the man himself. It sounds like all we need to do is go ahead and give these two guys a chance. But we're not done with the guest list today. We've got another one coming for you here next. Stay with us.
Hey there, everybody. Kyle Yeomans here with DallasCowboys.com, and I encourage all of you Cowboys fans out there to check out Talking Cowboys. The podcast is every week live on the website and on all social platforms at 9:30 every weekday morning. We've got myself alongside Isaiah Stanback, who's actually won one of those during his playing career as a former Dallas Cowboy. He won it with the Giants, but we'll forgive him for that. We've also got Heckma Harrison along with Dallas Cowboys insider Rob Phillips. It's a ton of fun every weekday morning at 9:30. Check it out on DallasCowboys.com.
We talk a lot about the Cowboys here on this show. We have a real life Cowboy joining us on today's segment.
See what you
Texas
did there.
country legend Wade Bowen is in the house. Wade, hello.
Hello. You said I'm a cowboy and I'm a legend. I don't know if anybody would agree with that, but I appreciate those kind words.
Hey, listen, we doled them out here, and I feel like they're more than appropriate. Yes, the star.
But you're repping, and you know way more about actual Cowboys than either me or Kelsey. I promise you that. So it counts. I promise.
I'm super excited to have you on the show. I'm personally a big fan of yours. You've been keeping very busy this quarantine, COVID times. I remember when all of this came down, you started doing live streams from, I believe, was it your garage, and these benefit segments, if you will. You have a new EP. Fill us in on everything you've been up to.
Yeah, I think this was, with all that happened, a lot of us could have easily just clocked out and said, I'm just going to wait right out the storm, right? But I just can't do that by nature. I'm just not raised that way, and I just immediately when they shut us down and said no more shows, everything's getting canceled, I kind of jumped into a cool panic mode and said, what else can we do? What else can I do to figure this whole thing out and get through it? And so, coming up with the Wade's World idea was kind of different and something fun, and found a way to benefit Music Cares, and just was a really fun idea, and then Randy Rogers and I released a record during a pandemic, Hold My Beer Volume 2, and then I released an EP during the pandemic as well. So I don't know if that's good or bad. I think I'll always look back and say I can't believe I released an album and a half during a pandemic, but it's just my nature. I can't sit still.
Oh, it's got to be considered a positive. I mean, for one, benefiting anybody that just needs. I think everybody would agree. Everybody's looking for some type of escape. That's probably why they're watching this show, for that matter. But on top of that, benefiting the music industry, which I don't think people think hard enough about how much that's been impacted. I mean, people aren't going to shows, which That's, when I learned that we booked you, I wanted to talk to you about your EP, The Waiting. I think this is the coolest idea that I've heard in a while. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you basically made studio recordings of a lot of the stuff you've done live over the years, right?
Yeah, the first 4 songs on the EP were old, were on live records. They never got studio love. And there've been some of the more popular ones from my career. So I've had this idea forever, and then we actually, the band and I started. One of the good things that's come out of this is I figured out a way to record at home, and my band did the same thing. So we were literally, with technology the way it is today, we files back and forth to each other, and just started loving what I was hearing and having so much fun, and it's given us something to do that was positive. And so we just kind of took it and ran with it, and I'm really proud of my band and proud of everybody that helped make that EP happen, because it definitely kept me busy and kept my mind off of other things, and I'm there are a lot of fan favorite songs, so I'm glad that people are enjoying it.
Which can I just say, like,
there?
Oh.
I lost it. I was like, wait, what? I've had to look for this on, I saw it at Nutty Brown the first time, and I fell in love with it there. And everywhere else, I've been like looking for like on your YouTube channels or like your live editions. I was beside myself when I saw the studio recorded version.
I am the guy that will tweet my favorite artists and beg them to make studio recordings of live songs. So like, there's hope. There's hope that some of my favorite bands might do the same thing. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah, well, they've one example. Who I Am is an example of a song that people have used at their weddings for years. I get email after email and social media posts about everyone. Hey, we use this at our wedding, over and over. But they were having to use that live version from the Blue Light from 2002 when there's a bunch of drunk people screaming in the crowd, in a bar. So I guess I'm way overdue for this. There's poor people using that version at their weddings. I appreciate your patience, and I'm glad we finally got you something half decent to listen to.
Hey, listen, it was worth the wait. It was definitely worth the wait. I have to ask, though, obviously you're a Cowboys fan. You're from Texas. What are your thoughts on the team this year? It's been a long wait until another distraction from everything that's going on in the world. Not the start we're looking for, but where's your head at in terms of new coaching staff and kicking off the new year?
Well, I think that you can't right now, especially you can't judge off one game. I'm a very positive Cowboys fan. Everybody makes fun of me because I'm always, we're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. And but I really believe. I think McCarthy's a great coach, and I really believe in what he's doing. I think it's going to just take time. I think what we're seeing here in the first 4 to 5 weeks of the NFL is really going to be nothing compared to what we'll see at the end, because these guys are, they haven't had the time. They haven't had the prep, that they've had in the past. So I think I'm anxious to see where this team goes. I hate some of the injuries we had last night, and I think they tried to gut it out there at the end. But I really believe in them. I think they're a really talented, good football team, and I just believe that eventually these guys are gonna stop being young and figure it all out and click.
So you mentioned you had Hold My Beer Volume 2 that was released in May, and we have taken it upon ourselves here at Start Night to put our own little spin on Hold My Beer, if you will. Dave, I believe we have some drinks that we're gonna go crack into really quickly.
One day I'll
Wade,
figure out the webcam.
All right, so here's the game. Here is the game. I'm going to toss out some Dallas Cowboys situations to you. If you think it's a big deal and it stresses you out, drink. If you're not really that concerned,
Okay.
Go ahead, just hold your beer. It's fine.
Hold your beer.
Are you guys
Okay.
ready?
Yes.
I'm ready.
First one.
Pitch it to me.
First one. Let's dive in. Injuries. One game in and one play. You've already lost Lake Jarwin, starting tight end, and we've lost our starting Mike linebacker, LVE. Hold your beer or drink.
I knew that was a question. I knew it.
I was going to say, I think you were reading. I think you were reading our rundown. But I mean, obviously,
I already started
losing
that
two
game last night when I saw the injuries.
Yeah, I mean, it's. But is there? I mean, I think it's almost like a pick your poison. Which one bums you out more? You know?
Yeah, I think Van Der Esch is. I mean, he's become the heart and soul. I think of that defense when you lose somebody like that. I mean, he's not only talented as can be, but he's one of those hoorah guys, you know. And man, that's a tough loss in a league that really needs defense, man. I don't know. That's a big hurt. We got a lot of offensive weapons, but not a whole lot of defensive weapons. So that to me, that's a big loss.
There's been a lot of hype, and rightfully so, around the guys that this team has on that side of the ball. 3 potential 1,000+ yard receivers, couple good running backs behind there. Quarterback, he doesn't suck either. But they were only able to pull 17 points out of this game. Are we holding our beers, or are we drinking?
I'm holding steady, baby. Ooh, I feel good.
I'm holding steady. I'm going to stay positive. I'm going to hold my beer.
You laid it out for me. You laid it out perfectly. Yeah, I mean, Dak looked great on Sunday. No, all right, sip. All right, sip ahead. Just go ahead, coward. Sip if you want to. I feel good. I feel fine.
Fine. I'll drink alone. I'll drink alone.
Yet.
Not the first time. It's not the first time. All right. Let me ask you this then. Robert Woods went for 6 catches, 105 yards against his secondary. Julio Jones is on deck. He's a pretty big name, pretty good at what he does. Is this a big deal or no big deal? Yeah, let's go ahead. Can we dissect those matchups here really quickly?
Oh,
I think defense has been a struggle for years, you know, and when you got somebody like Julio Jones coming in, of course it's going to be a lot of trouble for this defense. But you know, I still think 20 points against the Rams. Rams are a good football team, so you know maybe this defense will figure it out. But like I said, I go back to the Van Der Esch thing, man. Getting to the QB and not letting him have time to get it to Julio is a big thing. So.
You know, I find myself in a weird spot where, as ugly as it might have looked at times on Sunday, I'm like, the Rams scored 20 points. Like Wade said, 20 points is manageable. Like, that's the offense. The offense has got to get cranking, and the defense will be all right.
Wade, I have one of the most important questions that we're going to ask you this entire segment, though. Who wore it better in this scenario?
Yes. Wow, that's a tough one.
I really need the answer to this.
First time to see Dak in a cowboy hat, so I don't know. I got to default to Dak there. He looks pretty good. I'm pretty proud of him.
What? Don't
Dak
tell your
Prescott
guy, Randy.
Look,
edging out a Texas country legend for who wore it better. You heard it here first.
It didn't matter who you put on the other side of that deal. I'm not going to vote for Randy Rogers for anything. I'm not going to give him that satisfaction.
You sound like Dave.
No, that is real friendship right there. Real friends tear each other down. We don't build each other up.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it's all about.
If I'm nice to you, I don't like you that much. That's the thing.
It's 100% out of love, and he knows it. I love that guy with all my heart, and he makes the cowboy hat look good. I'm proud of him, but I'm gonna default, since we're talking Cowboys. I'm gonna give some love to Dak. He looks good in the cowboy hat. Attaboy, Dak.
I love it.
Hell yeah.
I love it. Wade, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Any final words to Cowboys Nation? We also want to make sure, let the people know where they can find you, where they can find all of the things that you're working on, all of your charitable initiatives, your new EP, Hold My Beer Volume 2. You got a lot going on. So where can we find it?
Yeah. Well, the easiest place to start is the website, wadebowen.com, or all the socials. I'm very active on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all those. I'm not as active on TikTok as I should be, from what I hear, but I need to work on that. But I love what we do and love the Cowboys. I am so honored to even talk about them. I really, really am a huge fan. I have them my whole life. I had Troy Aikman posters all over my wall. So, I think we're going to be all right. I'm anxious to see how this team develops. It's going to be fun to watch.
Awesome.
And if you need a TikTok guy, I can help you out with that, just so we're clear. Like, we can talk about that off the air.
I need some help.
All right, cool.
Cowboys, watch out. Wade's going to try to steal Dave. Wade, thanks for hanging out with us. Truly appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
New EP out now.
Thank
Go
you.
ahead and find him on wadebowen.com. Wade Bowen, everyone.
What's up, guys? I'm Ember Garcia and just want to invite you to check out Cowboys Break every day at 11:30 a.m. You got the boss man, Derek Eagleton. You got Nick Eman with the storytelling If These Walls Could Talk. You got David Hellman, our local LSU homer and eyebrow rubber. And then you got me, who just calls it as it is. So make sure to check us out at 11:30 a.m. on all Dallas Cowboys platforms.
So this may be the Dallas Cowboys show, but we are going to go ahead and give some love to the other stars in the Metroplex. The Dallas Stars are your newly minted Western Conference champions. They're going to the Stanley Cup Finals for the first time since 2000. So we went ahead and brought in resident newest expert and superfan David Hellman to weigh in.
Look, all I can say is I picked a hell of a year to start watching hockey. Like, we got a playoff run last summer, Winter Classic before coronavirus, and now the Stars are in the damn Stanley Cup Finals. Don't know what I'm looking at, but I know I'm going to be losing my mind for Jamie Benn, Sagan, all the other guys. Way to go, Stars. You're in Edmonton, but we will be rooting you on from here. Can't wait to watch it. We will check in with y'all next time on The Star at Night. Thank you for watching.